I arrived at college thinking that I wanted to be an English major, and I did stay an English major, but one major that I ended up pursuing that I hadn't considered at all was French. And I actually started taking French as a part of our language requirement, and I had no intention to continue, and ended up falling in love with the class, and so deciding to major in French. And so probably the most formative experience that I participated in undergrad was study abroad, and I studied away in Paris for the entirety of my junior year, and that was formative. I attended a college that did not have its sort of own in-house study abroad opportunities, so I was participating in a study abroad with folks from a lot of different colleges and universities. And so it was an opportunity for me to get to know folks from other colleges and universities in the US, but also to interact with tons of local students, local faculty, and also my host family. So I'd say that my year studying abroad was probably one of my most formative experiences. On campus, I participated in a lot of music. I was on music scholarship, and so another really formative experience was participating in wind ensembles and other small chamber ensembles. It was a great way to get to know people. It was a great way to keep up with something that I loved, but wasn't necessarily studying academically. And also just a really nice way to shift sort of the work and the thinking and the types of work that I was doing on campus to something that was a little bit more creative. I would say that there is a pretty close relationship to the major that I chose in undergrad and the work that I do now, and I would expect that that's probably pretty true for a lot of faculty members. I think typically folks sort of land on a field and then pursue it in undergrad and then in graduate studies. What I will say is that the way that I approach my field has changed pretty significantly between my undergraduate major and now my teaching, my research. I started off as a French major studying 20th century French feminist literature, and still really enjoy reading that and thinking about it, but it is no longer sort of the thrust of my professional focus. And throughout graduate school and in my teaching, my work has become much more teaching focused, and I've shifted away from sort of the literary studies to more applied linguistic studies. So it definitely informed the work that I did in undergrad and got me going into graduate school and then also into teaching. But the focus has shifted slightly away from French literature to more French language pedagogy. I think that the hidden curriculum is a very real thing, not just at Duke, but at any college or university. And I think that not being afraid to ask questions and asking questions of lots of different people. Obviously, upper class students are going to be a really great resource for figuring out how to navigate the university as a student. But I think that a lot of faculty also think really deeply about the hidden curriculum and how to make aspects of it less hidden. And so I think taking advantage of office hours, making sure to ask when you've got questions, whether that be in class, in office hours, or via email. And I think even asking the same question of a number of different folks to get a number of different perspectives is really important. There are also a number of really great resources and offices on campus whose sole goal is to make sure that students thrive and succeed in undergraduate education at Duke. And so I think really making sure to find out who is in your corner, who those support folks are, and to make sure to visit with them, to ask questions, to attend events, I think can be really important.